In this week's Industry Titans section, we're going to hear from the legendary Gary Ellicks. And Gary's going to talk to us about some of the things you must consider if we want to prepare for success. Again, as I mentioned earlier, if you're going to be successful, you got to prepare. It doesn't happen by accident. Listen to Gary Ellicks. He's going to give you some words of wisdom from a very wise man.
So I got up here preparing for success. In my experience, less than 5% of the people that I have met in life are prepared for success. So if you prepare, your outcomes tend to be better. And what that really means is your responses, because you're prepared, you've got a more orderly approach to it. So when we talk about the perfect service call, when we talk about technician sales, you have to know your product. You have to know your benefits. But it's not enough to just know it. You actually have to practice that skill set. So this is not the first time I've been able to do a presentation. I started presenting in about 1979, and I haven't stopped since. Weldon's been working on his craft for years and years and years. Mark Madison's one of the funniest, most elegant speakers I've seen. He practices, he videotapes, he has a coach. People watch him, they critique him. There's adjustments that occur. So when we're in sales process, the idea of preparing for success means that we have actually practiced on videotape, and we've worked through the discussions with homeowners, and that's part of the reason why we've got these videotape series. But you've actually got to do this inside of your own environment back at the shop. So when we have guys go up and present service agreements, we got a guy come up, he's got to present a service agreement to me. I'm going to be a homeowner, and we're going to practice that. We're going to videotape it. We're going to have a little conversation about it. When we're done, we'll watch the videotape. It's either going to be a good process or there's going to be opportunities for enhancement, and we're going to work with the individuals. And then when he goes out and talks to a homeowner, that's the easy part of the job. The hard part was doing it in front of his peers inside of an environment that he's probably not comfortable with. And that is what we call preparation. And so preparation for success has to be directed. What I want you to do is I want you to write this down, okay? That skill sets are defined. You must define the skills. Communication is a skill, okay? Listening is a skill. Asking questions is a skill. Relating, empathy, those are skills. Being able to present solutions, that's a skill. Asking for the order and closing the transaction, that's a skill. Using the iPad. First time our guys used the iPad, they didn't know what they were doing. It almost shut the company down, and we're going, that was so stupid. How did we put those guys in a position to use the iPad when we didn't train them? So they're like, we hate the iPad. No, 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 no. Don't hate the iPad. Hate us for not having trained you. When you put the iPad in place and you actually know how to use it, it's actually a really good tool. That's a skill set. So we're going to prepare for success by creating a defined set of skills. And so we're going to call those conscious competency. Write that down. Conscious competency. Competencies over here, awareness or consciousness is up here. I want you to become a conscious competent. What that means is that you are aware of where you are in the process and you are in control of it. So conscious competency, you are aware of where you are in the process and you are in complete control of it, which means that no matter what happens on an event, whatever the consumer is doing, doesn't matter. You're in control. You've prepared, you're competent, therefore you can handle the situation. It seems so obvious. Yet when we actually go out and we work with technicians and you do a ride-along and you're talking to your guys and you say, well, how did you feel about that? Where did you see yourself? They're conscious about where they were, but they were not prepared. They didn't have the control. They didn't have the skill mastered. So it's a little bit like a professional golfer. You don't see those guys talking to their coaches while they're playing around to golf. Whatever they bring to the course is whatever they have, and it's based on preparation. No matter what you think of them, Tiger Woods was a great example. Even before him, go back to Jack Nicklaus. Those guys mapped the course. Jack Nicklaus invented the yardage book. There were no note-taking systems before Jack Nicklaus. Jack Nicklaus created the book where the caddies walk around and they map the greens. They map what happens on the breaks. They map the course, they map the strategy. He's the person who invented that entire process back in the late 50s, early 60s, and he revolutionized golf. Now you don't see a professional golfer walk around without pulling out their yardage book and looking at what is going on. So that is a foundation of preparation where people have gone out to the golf course and evaluated it long before they have to play the course in order to become more successful.